Good evening, everyone. Let's start with a question. Why do companies exist? Is it to maximize shareholder value, to generate profit, to outperform competitors? Those are outcomes, not reasons. A company's true purpose is to solve problems, inspire people, and create a future we all want to live in. But far too often, corporate America has lost sight of that purpose. Purpose drives profit. It's a concept that many in corporate America struggle to fully grasp. Yet it's the foundation of every successful business that has stood the test of time. When a company is rooted in purpose, it connects deeply with its employees, customers, and communities. Purpose provides clarity, motivation, and direction, shaping decisions and actions in a way that creates enduring value. Too often, businesses focus on profit as the ultimate goal. They chase quarterly earnings, trim expenses, and make decisions aimed solely at boosting the bottom line. While these actions might yield short-term success, they often come at a greater cost. Burnout rises, trust diminishes, and loyalty wanes. Teams become disengaged, and customers lose faith in the company's authenticity. A sole focus on profit is inherently unsustainable, because profit is a byproduct of doing the right things, not the reason to do them in the first place. But companies with a strong sense of purpose understand this. They're not in business simply to make money, although profitability is a critical component of their success. They exist to solve a problem, fulfill a need, or address a challenge in the world. This higher purpose becomes their guiding principle, influencing not only what they do, but also how they do it. It ensures that their decisions align with their values, which resonates deeply with everyone they interact with internally and externally. When a business operates with purpose, it naturally attracts talent who are inspired by the mission. People want to contribute to something that matters, something that leaves a lasting impact beyond financial gains. Employees who believe in a company's purpose are more engaged, creative, and resilient. They see their work as more than just a job. It's a meaningful way to contribute to something larger than themselves. They take ownership of their roles, collaborate more effectively, and go above and beyond to see the mission through. Purpose also builds stronger connections with customers. In a marketplace flooded with options, consumers are increasingly drawn to companies that share their values and reflect their principles. People don't just buy what a company sells, they buy why the company sells it. When customers feel a genuine alignment with a brand's purpose, their loyalty grows. They become not just buyers, but advocates, promoting the business because they believe in what it stands for. The ripple effects of purpose extend to communities as well. Companies that prioritize purpose often invest in their local and global communities, addressing social and environmental challenges that matter to the people they serve. This creates goodwill, builds trust, and fosters relationships that transcend the transactional nature of business. Over time, these relationships become a powerful driver of the company's success, positioning it as a trusted partner and leader in its industry. Having a clear purpose also enables companies to navigate uncertainty with greater ease. In times of crisis or change, a well-defined purpose acts as a North Star, guiding decision-making and providing stability in turbulent moments. It helps leaders make choices that align with the organization's values, ensuring that the company stays true to its identity even under pressure. This consistency builds trust both within the organization and among its external stakeholders, reinforcing the sense that the company is reliable, ethical, and authentic. Purpose-driven companies consistently outperform their competitors in the long run because they create sustainable ecosystems where everyone benefits: employees, customers, shareholders, and society at large. Profit flows naturally from this alignment because these organizations are deeply attuned to the needs and desires of their stakeholders. Their work isn't just efficient, it's meaningful. This deeper level of engagement creates a cycle of trust and value that fuels ongoing success. While some may argue that purpose is a nice addition to profitability, the truth is that purpose and profit are inseparable. Companies with a clear and genuine purpose are better positioned to innovate, adapt, and grow because their motivation stems from a higher ideal. This is the foundation upon which true, long-lasting success is built. People over spreadsheets. It's a concept so simple it should go without saying, yet in the corporate world, it often gets overlooked. The constant pressure to meet metrics and deliver measurable results has conditioned many organizations to treat numbers as the sole indicator of progress and success. Leaders become consumed by charts, data points, and quarterly targets, while the very people who make those numbers possible, employees, are reduced to abstract figures on a balance sheet. This obsession with data-driven management often undermines the most critical asset of any company, its people. A company's success is not built by spreadsheets, it is built by human effort, creativity, and collaboration. The numbers might tell you what's happening, but they can't tell you why it's happening or how to truly solve problems. They can't innovate, empathize, or lead. Numbers are tools, not solutions. Real progress comes from teams of engaged individuals who feel connected to their work, valued in their roles, and inspired by the organization's mission. Without those human elements, no spreadsheet can salvage a failing system. When companies prioritize people, they unlock a level of potential that no amount of data analysis could ever predict. Teams thrive when they feel supported, when their voices are heard, and when their contributions are recognized. Employees who know they are valued are more committed, loyal, and motivated to go the extra mile. They take ownership of their roles and approach challenges with a sense of responsibility, not because a metric dictates it, but because they believe in the work they are doing. On the other hand, when leaders put too much emphasis on numbers, they unintentionally dehumanize their workforce. Employees begin to feel like cogs in a machine, valued only for what they produce and how they impact the bottom line. This can lead to disconnection, disengagement, and even resentment. People are not inherently driven by quotas or deadlines. They are driven by purpose, relationships, and a sense of belonging. Without these, the workplace becomes transactional and the spark of creativity and collaboration fades. One of the biggest blind spots in many organizations is their inability to see beyond the numbers when evaluating performance. The temptation to measure everything in quantifiable terms often leads to a narrow and incomplete understanding of progress. For example, a sales team might meet its revenue goals, but if the methods they use burned out employees or damaged customer trust, that success is superficial and short-lived. Similarly, a project might be completed on time and under budget, but if morale is low and turnover increases afterward, the costs may outweigh the benefits. The reality is that focusing on people does not mean abandoning numbers. It means understanding that numbers are the result of the way people feel, think, and act. When employees feel empowered and supported, they bring their best selves to work, and the results follow naturally. Productivity improves, innovation flourishes, and customer satisfaction soars because engaged employees take pride in their work and genuinely care about its impact. Prioritizing people requires more than good intentions. It demands active investment in creating a culture that values and uplifts individuals. This means fostering trust through transparent communication, giving employees opportunities for growth and development, and ensuring that leadership is approachable and empathetic. It also means recognizing that people have lives outside of work and that their well-being is not just a nice-to-have but a critical factor in organizational success. Organizations that understand the importance of their people are proactive in listening to their concerns and responding with meaningful action. They don't just measure engagement through surveys, they cultivate it through leadership that leads with empathy. They invest in their teams, providing resources, training, and support to help employees succeed in their roles and beyond. By treating people as whole individuals rather than as inputs in a system, these companies create an environment where employees feel safe to innovate, take risks, and contribute in ways that go far beyond their job descriptions. What many leaders fail to grasp is that prioritizing people isn't just about being kind or fair, it's about driving real, sustainable business results. The companies that consistently outperform their competitors are those that understand the profound connection between their employee satisfaction and their overall success. When people feel valued, they don't just show up to work, they show up fully engaged and ready to contribute to something bigger than themselves. A focus on people creates a ripple effect that spreads outward, touching customers, partners, and communities in ways that numbers alone never could. The organizations that put people at the heart of their strategy are the ones that build cultures of trust, belonging, and shared purpose. They are the ones that inspire loyalty, foster innovation, and achieve long-term success in a way that cannot be captured by a spreadsheet. Vision challenges the status quo. It is the spark that ignites progress, the force that propels industries forward, and the foundation upon which innovation is built. Without vision, companies stagnate, relying on the familiar and the comfortable while the world moves forward around them. Yet vision is not easy. It requires the courage to confront what is and ask what could be. It demands a willingness to question deeply ingrained norms and challenge assumptions that may have gone unexamined for years. Above all, vision is about believing in a future that doesn't yet exist and inspiring others to build it with you. The status quo is a powerful force. It offers predictability, safety, and efficiency, all of which are tempting for organizations under pressure to deliver consistent results. Leaders often find comfort in doing things the way they've always been done, trusting in past successes as a guide for the future. But the danger of the status quo lies in its rigidity. In an ever-changing world, what once worked may no longer be relevant. Clinging to outdated practices or ideas in the name of stability ultimately leads to irrelevance, leaving companies unable to adapt when change inevitably arrives. Visionary leaders understand this. They don't accept the status quo simply because it exists. They challenge it to see if it's still serving its purpose. They have the ability to look at their organization, their industry, and even society as a whole and identify gaps, inefficiencies, and opportunities. They ask, why do we do things this way? And more importantly, is there a better way? These questions are not always welcomed, especially in environments that value tradition or rely heavily on established processes. But they are necessary to avoid the trap of complacency. Challenging the status quo often involves taking risks, and this is where many leaders falter. The fear of failure, criticism, or uncertainty can be paralyzing, leading organizations to choose the comfort of what is known over the possibility of what could be. Visionary leaders see risk differently. To them, the greater risk is in staying stagnant while competitors and the world around them evolve. They recognize that innovation inherently involve setbacks and learning curves, but they also see these as stepping stones to progress rather than as obstacles to be avoided. Vision is not only about having bold ideas, but also about inspiring others to believe in those ideas. Challenging the status quo requires buy-in from a wide range of stakeholders, employees, customers, investors, and often the broader community. This is why visionaries excel not only in their ability to imagine a different future, but also in their ability to communicate it compellingly. They paint a picture of what's possible, showing others not just the destination, but the path to get there. They connect people to a shared purpose that transcends immediate tasks or short-term gains, fostering a sense of ownership and excitement about the journey ahead. Challenging the status quo is also deeply personal for many organizations because it often means letting go of the very things that once defined their success. Legacy systems, long-standing products, and traditional ways of thinking can feel like core elements of an organization's identity, but visionaries know that true progress requires evolution. They understand the need to balance honoring the past with embracing the future, respecting history while remaining unafraid to write a new chapter. At its core, vision is not about disruption for the sake of being different. It's about purposeful transformation. It's about seeing the potential for improvement and being relentless in the pursuit of making it a reality. It's about understanding that progress doesn't always come from major breakthroughs, but often from the cumulative effect of small, meaningful changes. Visionaries are not just dreamers, they are doers. They recognize that ideas only matter if they are executed, and that even the most audacious plans must be broken down into actionable steps. One of the greatest challenges of visionary leadership is overcoming resistance. People are naturally inclined to resist change, often because they fear what they don't understand. This is where the strength of a leader's conviction becomes critical. Visionaries must be steadfast in their belief while remaining empathetic to the concerns of those around them. They must navigate skepticism, criticism, and even outright opposition without losing sight of the goal. The ability to balance confidence with humility is what sets great leaders apart, as it allows them to bring others along on the journey rather than alienate them. Visionary leadership also requires patience. Challenging the status quo doesn't yield immediate results, and the path forward is rarely linear. It's a process of trial and error, of iterating and refining, of learning from both successes and failures. Visionaries must hold on to their long-term perspective, even when the day-to-day becomes difficult, trusting that the effort will be worth it. The capacity to maintain this focus is often what separates fleeting trends from true transformation, ensuring that the impact of a visionary leader endures far beyond their tenure. Leadership is about belonging. At its core, leadership isn't about authority, titles, or hierarchy, of creating an environment where people feel seen, valued, and connected. When people feel a genuine sense of belonging, they bring their whole selves to work. They contribute their creativity, their passion, and their commitment to something larger than themselves. Yet too often in organizations, belonging is treated as an afterthought, a nice-to-have rather than a must-have. Leaders focused only on results, metrics, and processes overlook the fundamental truth that people perform at their best when they feel that they matter and that they're part of something meaningful. Belonging isn't just about feeling included, it's about fostering deep connections that inspire trust and collaboration. When people feel a sense of belonging, they're not just going through the motions or checking tasks off a list, they're fully engaged. They understand how their work contributes to the greater whole, and they're motivated by more than just external rewards. They want to see the team succeed because they see themselves as an integral part of it. Leadership, therefore, is about nurturing this connection, about creating the conditions where individuals feel empowered and united by a shared purpose. Building belonging starts with listening. Leaders who are attuned to the needs, aspirations, and concerns of their team members lay the foundation for trust and connection. Listening doesn't just mean hearing the words being spoken. It means seeking to understand the context, emotions, and perspectives behind them. It's about making people feel that their voices matter and that their input is valued, even when it challenges the status quo. This kind of active listening creates psychological safety, a key ingredient for belonging. When people know they can speak up without fear of ridicule or retaliation, they're more likely to share ideas, raise concerns, and contribute authentically. A culture of belonging also requires intentionality from leaders. It's not enough to say that everyone is welcome or that every voice matters. Actions must back up those words. Leaders need to model behaviors that foster inclusivity, empathy, and respect. They need to acknowledge individual contributions, celebrate differences, and address exclusionary practices or behaviors promptly and decisively. People pay attention to what leaders do, not just what they say, and it's the consistent actions of leadership that define whether an organization truly lives up to its values. Belonging also thrives when leaders create a sense of shared purpose. Human beings are wired for connection, and one of the most powerful ways to connect is through a common goal or mission. When leaders articulate a vision that is both clear and compelling, it serves as a rallying point for the team. This shared purpose helps individuals see how their work contributes to something larger than themselves, fostering a deep sense of meaning and motivation. But a shared purpose doesn't happen automatically. It requires leaders to continuously communicate, reinforce, and align efforts around that vision. Authenticity plays a crucial role in fostering belonging. Leaders who are genuine, open, and vulnerable create space for others to do the same. When leaders show their humanity, acknowledging mistakes, sharing struggles, and celebrating successes, it encourages others to let go of their need for perfection and be authentic in return. Authenticity removes barriers, deepens connections, and reinforces the idea that people are valued for who they are, not just for what they do. Leaders must also recognize that belonging is deeply personal and can look different for everyone. Factors such as cultural background, personal experiences, and individual personalities all influence how people perceive and experience inclusion. This means that leaders must approach belonging with empathy and flexibility, avoiding a one-size-fits-all mindset. Understanding the nuances of each team member's perspective and providing the support they need to thrive shows a commitment to fostering an environment where everyone feels they truly belong. When people feel excluded, ignored, or undervalued, it has ripple effects throughout an organization. Morale decreases, productivity suffers, and turnover increases. Without belonging, work becomes transactional and impersonal, and individuals become disengaged. In contrast, when leaders make belonging a priority, the effects are transformative. Teams become more cohesive and innovative, communication improves, and challenges are met with collective resilience. The sense of connection and trust cultivated through belonging doesn't just impact individuals, it elevates the entire organization. Leadership isn't just about creating results, it's about creating relationships. It's about recognizing the inherent value of every individual and ensuring they feel that value every day. When people feel like they belong, their potential is unlocked and they become capable of remarkable things. Leadership is the bridge that connects the needs of the individual with the goals of the organization, and that bridge is built on trust, empathy, and respect. Success is redefined when it moves beyond the narrow confines of short-term gains to encompass the long-term impact a company leaves behind. The traditional metrics of success, profit margins, stock prices, and quarterly earnings are important, but they are only part of the story. These numbers offer a snapshot of where a company stands in a specific moment, but they fail to capture the larger picture of sustainability, legacy, and meaningful contribution. True success comes not from fleeting achievements, but from the enduring value an organization creates for its people, its customers, and the broader community. Many organizations fall into the trap of chasing short-term success because it provides immediate validation. A strong quarterly report or surge in stock prices is tangible and easily celebrated, but it often comes at the expense of future growth or stable fee. Decisions made with a short-term mindset frequently prioritize immediate results over foundational investments. Cost-cutting measures that improve margins in the present can undermine employee morale and long-term innovation. Aggressive sales strategies may boost revenue but alienate customers and damage trust. True success cannot be built on temporary wins. It requires a vision that extends far beyond the next quarter or fiscal year. Redefining success begins with shifting focus from outputs to outcomes. Outputs are measurable and often serve as the default indicators of progress, but outcomes tell the real story of impact. For example, the number of products sold is an output, but how those products improve lives or solve problems is an outcome. A successful organization understands that its role extends beyond delivering goods or services. It's about creating positive change. This perspective not only strengthens the company's reputation, but also aligns its operations with a higher purpose, attracting employees and customers who share its values. Longevity is another crucial component of redefined success. Organizations that prioritize building something lasting over pursuing instant gratification lay the groundwork for sustainable growth. This requires leaders to make decisions with patience and foresight, even when it's difficult or unpopular. Investing in research and development, nurturing talent within the organization, and cultivating customer relationships all contribute to long-term resilience. These actions may not deliver immediate results, but they create the foundation for enduring success. Leaders who take a long-term approach understand that true achievement is not about surviving the present, but thriving into the future. Redefining success also requires recognizing the interconnectedness of stakeholders. An organization doesn't operate in isolation. Its success is tied to the well-being of its employees, customers, partners, and communities. Businesses that prioritize the needs of all stakeholders, not just shareholders, position themselves to create value that lasts. When employees are empowered and supported, they bring more creativity and commitment to their work. When customers trust a company, they don't just purchase its products, they become advocates for its brand. When businesses invest in their communities, they foster goodwill and partnerships that yield long-term benefits. Purpose plays an essential role in this redefinition. Companies driven by a clear and authentic purpose naturally align their goals with something larger than profits. Purpose provides a moral compass, ensuring that success is measured not just by what a company achieves, but by how it achieves it. Organizations with a strong sense of purpose are better able to navigate challenges and stay true to their values, even under pressure. This consistency builds trust and loyalty, both of which are critical components of sustained success. Innovation is another key factor in redefining success. In a rapidly evolving world, staying ahead requires not only adapting to change, but also driving it. Innovation is not just about creating new products or services, it's about rethinking how businesses operate, interact, and deliver value. Organizations that prioritize continuous learning and improvement don't just react to trends, they shape them. This proactive approach ensures that success is not dependent on current market conditions, but on the ability to evolve and stay relevant. Leaders play a pivotal role in redefining success. They set the tone for what is valued and prioritized within an organization. Leaders who embrace a broader definition of success inspire others to look beyond immediate goals and think about the bigger picture. They encourage their teams to take calculated risks, explore new possibilities, and commit to the organization's long-term mission. This leadership approach creates a culture of accountability and shared ownership, where everyone understands their role in building something enduring and impactful. Redefining success also involves resilience, the ability to navigate setbacks and emerge stronger. In a traditional view of success, failure is often seen as something to avoid or hide. But organizations that redefine success recognize failure as an essential part of growth. They see setbacks as opportunities to learn, adapt, and refine their approach. This mindset fosters a culture where experimentation is encouraged, and risks are seen as a pathway to innovation rather than as threats to be avoided. Resilient organizations not only recover from challenges, but use them as springboards for future achievements. The impact of this broader definition of success extends far beyond the organization itself. When businesses operate with a mindset of long-term impact, they contribute to the well-being of society as a whole. They create jobs, support communities, and develop solutions to pressing global challenges. They leave a legacy that is not just measured in financial terms, but in the lives they've touched, the industries they've transformed, and the futures they've shaped. Success, when redefined, becomes not a destination, but an ongoing journey of meaningful contribution and purposeful growth. Leaders inspire action by embodying what they want to see in others. Leadership is not about issuing commands or dictating tasks. It's about setting the tone through actions, values, and behaviors that resonate deeply with the people who look to them for guidance. At its core, leadership is about influence, and true influence comes from living the principles you advocate for. Words may inform, but actions persuade. When leaders consistently model the values they expect from their teams, they create a culture of authenticity, trust, and accountability that naturally drives people to act in alignment with the vision. Inspiration is not rooted in perfection, it's rooted in humanity. People are inspired by leaders who are relatable and authentic, not by those who project an image of flawlessness. Leaders who show their vulnerability, admit mistakes, and own their learning processes demonstrate that growth is not just for their teams, but for themselves as well. This authenticity creates an emotional connection, showing people that their leader is not just someone to follow, but someone to trust. It fosters a sense of shared purpose as team members feel they are part of an environment where imperfection is met with understanding and efforts are met with appreciation. Leadership through example requires consistency, and consistency is where trust is built. People don't just listen to what a leader says, they watch what a leader does, often more critically. If a leader advocates for collaboration but works in silos, preaches respect but fails to show it in meetings, or stresses the importance of work-life balance but sends midnight emails, the disconnect erodes credibility. Actions must align with values for inspiration to take hold. When a leader's behavior reflects their stated principles, it sends a powerful message: the values we uphold are real, and I live by them just as I expect you to. This alignment cultivates trust, which is the cornerstone of any effective team or organization. Beyond modeling values, inspiring action means creating an environment where people feel capable of taking initiative. Leaders don't simply lead, they empower others to lead. Empowerment comes from giving people the tools, knowledge, and encouragement they need to step into responsibility. When leaders demonstrate confidence in their team's abilities, it instills a sense of self-belief that propels people to act. This empowerment is amplified when leaders also foster psychological safety, ensuring that individuals feel comfortable sharing ideas, making decisions, and learning from failures without fear of judgment or reprisal. Empowered individuals become engaged individuals, and engagement leads to ownership. When leaders create a sense of ownership, people stop viewing their work as tasks assigned to them and start seeing it as contributions they are making. This shift in perspective inspires action that is not motivated by obligation but by commitment. People who feel ownership over their work go beyond the minimum requirements, bringing creativity, effort, and passion to their roles. A leader who models this level of commitment and care for the organization inspires their teams to do the same. Inspiring action also requires leaders to articulate a clear vision that aligns efforts toward a shared goal. A well-communicated vision serves as a North Star, giving people clarity on what they are working toward and why it matters. Vision is what transforms work from a list of tasks into a meaningful endeavor. Leaders who not only communicate their vision but embody it daily through decision-making, interactions, and priorities ignite a sense of purpose in their teams. This purpose becomes the driving force that motivates individuals to contribute with intention and enthusiasm. Recognition and celebration play a significant role in sustaining inspired action. When leaders take the time to acknowledge progress, reward effort, and celebrate milestones, they reinforce the value of the work being done and the people doing it. Recognition shows that leaders are paying attention, that they value contributions, and that success is a collective achievement. It fuels momentum, encouraging people to continue striving toward the vision. A leader who regularly highlights the strengths and achievements of their team creates a culture of positivity and motivation that drives sustained action. Inspiration is not one size fits all. Leaders must recognize that people are motivated by different things, some by personal growth, some by a sense of community, and others by the opportunity to make a broader impact. Effective leaders take the time to understand what drives their teams and tailor their approach accordingly. This individualized understanding demonstrates care and respect, deepening the emotional connection between the leader and their people. By aligning personal motivations with the organization's goals, leaders can channel individual efforts into collective action. One of the most powerful ways leaders inspire action is by leading with purpose and conviction. A leader who believes deeply in what they are doing exudes a passion that is infectious. Passion is not something that can be faked or manufactured. It comes from alignment between personal values and organizational goals. When leaders operate from a place of genuine conviction, it resonates with others and inspires them to bring their best selves to the mission. Conviction creates a sense of urgency and importance that propels people to act decisively and with enthusiasm. Leadership is an ongoing process of modeling, empowering, and inspiring. It's about creating conditions where individuals are not only motivated to act, but are inspired to act in ways that align with the values and purpose of the organization. It is less about dictating behavior and more about cultivating the desire to contribute, to grow, and to succeed together. Leaders inspire action not by telling others what to do, but by showing them what is possible and by building an environment that makes that possibility attainable. Adapting to change is not a passive response, it is an active choice that requires intentional effort and bold leadership. The world evolves rapidly, driven by technological advancements, shifting societal values, and an increasingly interconnected global economy. What worked yesterday may be obsolete tomorrow, and organizations that fail to adapt risk losing relevance. In this environment, adaptability is no longer a nice to have, it is a necessity. Leaders who recognize this reality and embrace change set their organizations on a path toward resilience, innovation, and long-term success. The challenge of change lies in its unpredictability. It disrupts established routines, upends traditional ways of thinking, and forces people to navigate uncertainty. This can be uncomfortable, even overwhelming for teams and organizations that are accustomed to stability. Effective leaders understand this discomfort and take steps to guide their teams through it. They don't ignore the challenges that come with change. Instead, they confront them head-on, providing clarity, reassurance, and a sense of direction. Their willingness to lead through the discomfort of change rather than avoid it is what inspires others to embrace the journey with confidence. Adaptable leaders see change not as a threat, but as an opportunity. They shift the narrative from one of loss to one of potential. Change is not just something to survive, it is a catalyst for growth, innovation, and reinvention. When leaders frame change in this way, they unlock creativity and excitement within their teams. They foster a mindset that sees challenges as opportunities to improve, experiment, and learn. This mindset of curiosity and openness is the foundation of adaptability, allowing organizations to pivot, iterate, and find success even in uncertain conditions. Central to adapting to change is a commitment to learning. Leaders who prioritize continuous learning set an example for their teams, showing that adaptability starts with an open mind. They stay informed about industry trends, emerging technologies, and evolving customer expectations. They encourage their teams to develop new skills, explore innovative approaches, and question outdated assumptions. This culture of learning ensures that organizations remain agile, equipped to respond to whatever comes next. Leaders who embrace learning recognize that expertise is not a fixed state, but an ongoing process, and they model that growth mindset for their teams. Adaptability is also about resilience. Change often involves setbacks, missteps, and moments of doubt. Leaders who navigate these challenges with resilience provide a steady hand in turbulent times. Resilience is not about ignoring difficulties or pretending they don't exist. It's about facing them with resolve and determination. Resilient leaders acknowledge setbacks, learn from them, and use those lessons to guide their teams forward. Their ability to remain calm under pressure and optimistic about the future reinforces confidence within their organizations, making it easier for others to stay focused and committed during times of change. Effective leaders understand that communication is critical to navigating change. Uncertainty breeds fear, and fear can paralyze organizations. Transparent communication from leaders helps to alleviate this fear by providing clarity about what is happening, why it is happening, what steps are being taken to move forward. Leaders who share their vision for the future and keep their teams informed every step of the way build trust and alignment. They create a sense of shared purpose, ensuring that everyone understands their role in the process of adaptation. Clear, honest communication transforms uncertainty into a sense of possibility and control. Collaboration is another essential element of adapting to change. Leaders who foster collaboration within their teams unlock the collective intelligence of the group. No single individual has all the answers, especially in rapidly changing environments, but teams that collaborate effectively can draw on diverse perspectives, skills, and experiences to navigate new challenges. Leaders who encourage teamwork, foster inclusivity, and create space for different voices to be heard harness the power of collaboration to drive innovative solutions. Collaboration also builds a sense of unity, reminding people that they are not alone in the face of change. Adapting to change often requires letting go of old ways of thinking and working. This can be one of the most difficult aspects of change, as people often become attached to familiar processes, systems, and strategies. Leaders who facilitate this process of letting go with empathy make it easier for their teams to move forward. They honor the past, acknowledging its contributions and successes, while also helping their teams to see the need for evolution. By framing change as an opportunity to build on past achievements rather than abandon them, leaders pave the way for a smoother transition. Innovation thrives in environments that embrace change. Leaders who prioritize adaptability create the conditions where experimentation is encouraged, and failure is viewed as a stepping stone rather than a dead end. They understand that innovation is rarely a straight path, and that breakthroughs often come after multiple attempts and iterations. By fostering a culture of experimentation, leaders not only drive innovation but also encourage their teams to take ownership of the change process. This sense of ownership strengthens engagement and commitment, making it more likely that the organization will successfully adapt. Adapting to change is ultimately about creating a culture of flexibility, resilience, and possibility. It requires leaders to embrace uncertainty, communicate with clarity, and empower their teams to navigate the unknown with confidence. It's about fostering a mindset that sees change not as a problem to be solved, but as an opportunity to evolve and grow. Leaders who embody adaptability model the behaviors and attitudes they want to see in their teams, inspiring others to step into the future with courage and creativity. But here's the challenge: visionary leadership takes courage. It requires the willingness to make unpopular decisions, to say no to short-term gains in favor of long-term purpose, and to lead with empathy even when the path forward isn't clear. It's not easy, but nothing worth building ever is. So how do we create more visionary leaders? We start by redefining what success looks like. Success isn't just hitting numbers on a page. It's building teams that trust each other, creating products that truly serve, and shaping industries that leave the world better than they found it. Leadership is about lighting a fire not under people, but within them. It's about inspiring them to see their work as meaningful, their contribution as vital, and their potential as limitless. Corporate America doesn't need more managers. It needs leaders with vision. Leaders who know that the greatest companies aren't built on what they sell, they're built on why they exist. So I challenge you, whether you lead a team of 2 or an organization of thousands, be the leader who dares to dream. Be the leader who asks, what if? Be the leader who inspires others to believe in something bigger than themselves. Because when we lead with vision, we don't just build businesses, we build futures. Thank you.